All right, Priscilla, please, why don't you join us here at the table? Whoa, why are you going that way?
I don't know why.
That, the first open seat would be good.
Hello. Nice to see
Good to see you again.
Okay, welcome back, Priscilla. So, do you want to introduce yourself to the people?
I am Priscilla.
Sweet. That's dope. Okay, welcome. All right. So, Priscilla, you wanted to come back for a redemption episode. I guess where do we start? Do you want to say sorry to Andrew, maybe?
No, but I do want to say I do want to admit that I am ignorant of the YouTube rules and all of that, and so I do feel bad about kind of pooping on the show. And so I do apologize to you, Brian.
Oh.
For that.
Wow.
Because that I'm very ignorant about. The YouTube stuff, I'm learning slowly. So.
Yeah, there's just certain words like the platforms don't allow, or it'll demonetize the video. So we try to avoid saying certain words, slurs. There's certain topics that we go over before the show, like, hey, don't bring this up. So yeah. But you did kinda, get in Andrew's face a little bit. Do you want to apologize for that?
No, I had it coming apparently.
Did this monster here, did he have it coming?
That was the first time I've ever met you.
And it was love at first sight.
So why did you try to dress me down?
He's a married man. I'm sorry.
You really, that all happened because you came back. I didn't say a word to you, and then he came back and started trying to dress me down. That's when I made fun of you.
I thought it was interesting that I presented a thought about an argument that you made in the past, and then instead of having a proper rebuttal, you just attacked my character.
Oh, wait. So, well, first of all, I didn't attack your character. I made fun of your voice. But the thing is
that's part of my character.
When you came back, no, that's not what happened. When you came back, who the hell are you to do X, Y, Z? That's not an argument.
I didn't say who the hell are you to do X,
Yeah, you
Y,
did.
Z.
You said that's her culture. Who are you to question her culture? So you weren't making an argument.
I said you don't know about her culture.
Yeah, you were trying to take
I think that's laughable.
Yeah, you were trying to take a shot at me on your way out the door, and so I took a shot at you back. Otherwise, I wouldn't have engaged at all. And by the way, up until that point...
That was not about you. That was about...
No, you were getting into it. You're like, and you, Andrew, blah, 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 blah. And then I made fun of you a little bit. But before that, I was totally respectful to you, as long as you were respectful to me. Is that not true? Did I say something before that was disrespectful?
I was on my way out, and I want to say it's like the equivalent of punching someone while they're turned around.
You came back to yell at me.
I did not come back to yell at you.
Yes, you did. You were leaving, and then you came. You said, "Brian, you're a small man." And then, as you were leaving, you came to take a shot at me. So then I made fun of you a little bit.
Yeah, me directly. Not any of my ideas, not my philosophy.
So it was warranted for you to personally attack Brian.
No, that was rude, but that is between Brian and
I see. So the thing is like you weren't turning around to take shots at me. You were just turning around because you wanted to make an argument on your way out the door. That's very strange.
I guess I felt unheard, and I wanted to feel heard, and I wanted to get my say, and I felt like my voice was being sort of...
How was I didn't have anything to do with that. I was just sitting here. Yeah, I was literally just sitting here. I didn't do anything to you. Then I made fun of you slightly because you
slightly.
decided
I think it's really weird
you
how
decided
you keep downplaying it.
You decided to dress me down. Yeah, I don't think it was that bad.
No, I do.
Yeah, it was get in your face and shove the chairs, and
I did
it was
not
that
shove
bad.
the chair.
You pull up the video.
I moved the chair, shove the chair, and move the chair in my direction so that you can look at me in my eyes.
Well,
because I think that in order to have proper empathy, you should probably look at someone in their eyes.
It was definitely a bit of a shove.
It's not funny. It's true. I was like, okay, well, if he wants to look at me in my face and mock me, like, okay, like at least you're looking at me and not while I'm turned around going to leave.
Well, you were doing things which were mock-worthy, and no, you weren't turned around to leave. You
Just
were standing.
being myself
You were
is
standing there
mock-worthy.
yelling at me, and I mocked you to your face. You weren't leaving, and I mocked you. You forget the part where you turned to me. And,
I was not
started
yelling.
started to
I
lay
was not yelling.
You started to lay into me, and so I mocked you. And then you
You're
flew
right.
around the table, shoved the chair, got right in my face.
Right.
Put
Clenched
your face
fist.
down.
I did not clench my
Right.
fist.
The
Losing
fist
your
might have been
minds.
clenched. Sorry, go ahead.
Losing your mind.
I was
right?
not losing my mind.
You were losing your mind.
And then
you
I
were
thought it was
hysterical.
interesting how when
This is like woman revisionist history.
I thought, no, you know what's funny is that if I was a man, you would not be so audacious because
no, you're right. I
you
would have thrown you out the
know,
window.
you know,
right? That's true. I would have just thrown you right
you
out
would
the
have
window.
thrown no. Okay, so let me no. If I was a bigger man than you, you would not flap your mouth
Do you
like
think that-
because you know that I am less powerful than
It's
you
really
physically.
funny. Most men.
That's why you're doing that.
Do you realize that I was in an ordeal kerfuffle in Miami, Florida, with a guy who was
Shocker.
a guy who was massive, roid raged out of his fucking mind, and he was threatening to do bodily harm to me live on a stage, right next to me. I didn't back down an inch. I don't give a shit if you're a man or you're not a man.
No, I'm not
Arguments,
saying that.
arguments are arguments. When people go crazy and try to make them physical,
I did not go crazy.
you went crazy.
I got to vouch, and just to vouch for Andrew, the man in question was a large man, bald. I'm not saying that to insult, but he was blasted in tattoos, and he was an ex-convict.
and he was massive.
Massive, huge dude. I'm not talking shit, but I'm just saying. And Andrew looked him in the face. I don't even know if you looked at him. You're just like, whatever. I'm not even scared. And Andrew wasn't scared at all. To be fair, it was Florida, and Andrew was armed with a firearm.
And I'm armed with a firearm everywhere.
So there is that.
Because it's just generally speaking a good idea.
Especially for women.
I don't disagree with that. Except usually they don't get sufficient training, and so their gun gets used against them. But I don't disagree. I prescriptively think that women should probably carry firearms. I think it's a good idea. But that aside, I didn't run and get in your face. I didn't run over to you. I didn't go into your. Now I want you to view it this way. If you were sitting there and I did the same thing, how would I be viewed?
No, but I do want to say that you are stronger, and there is that power.
Oh, I see. So you can do whatever you want to me because I
Not
can't
whatever I
do
want.
harm to you.
But I did not touch you, so I think
Yeah.
it's weird that you framed it as assault.
Because you're banking on female.
I did not throw anything near you, so
You're banking
there was
on
nothing.
female privilege. The idea is I can do whatever I want to you
No.
because the public appearance is if you do something to me, right? You would be viciously attacked for hurting the poor little girl who didn't do nothing
if I
except
wanted-
run over and get in your face and talk about shit.
If I wanted to play victim, then I wouldn't have asked you to come outside with me and to talk about it. I wasn't trying to play victim.
No. Do you understand how it sounds when somebody says, "Let's go outside" when they're upset?
That's fine.
Do you think that sounds like they want to have rational discourse, or do you think that sounds like they want to physically tangle with each
We
other?
would have talked about it, and then if you felt that was appropriate and that's what had, then there definitely would have had to be consent on both sides.
It just sounded to me like it sounds to me like a bunch of excuse making.
I think it's very.
You deserve it.
Okay.
It's totally appropriate. If the roles were reversed, that wouldn't be okay. But I can do it to you because you're stronger than me. Therefore, it's okay.
Did I hit you? Did I
You
inflict
definitely
physical?
shoved my chair. Yeah.
I shoved it, or did I pull it?
Yeah. If I walked over here to where you are and pulled your chair and got in your face but didn't actually touch you, what would the perception be?
That's because the argument earlier was that you are stronger than I am,
so
right?
Therefore you're justified where I'm not.
No, so you are using that against me because you think
because
that
I ran
will
over
not,
to you?
No, you think that I'm not going to say anything because, of course, that's emotion is important. You can't just
who said you couldn't
shove
say
that aside.
anything?
I'm saying that's something that if you're just talking crap,
Yeah.
then whether I'm a man or a woman,
Yeah.
would it make sense that you'd be sort of antagonizing the person, sort of inciting
Yeah.
some sort of
Yes.
response
That's
from
what
that
happens.
person?
It's called a tit for tat. That's how it works.
But it didn't seem tit for tat. It seemed like I made a comment about a thought that you had.
Yeah, you were trying to take parting. You were trying to take parting shots where I just sat there and took it. You're trying to take parting shots where I sat there and took it. You want to get your. That's why you went over to the mic and were like, "You're all small dicked men." It's the same shit. You're trying to get your dunks in for your parting shots, and I didn't let you have your parting shot. You got upset. You ran over here because you didn't get your parting shot. Freaked out, embarrassed yourself, made yourself look bad, and now your argument to me is, well, Andrew, it's true. If you came over and did that to me, it would have looked terrible and awful. But it's okay. I can do it. Well, because you're stronger than me. So therefore, I'm justified doing horrible things to you that you're not justified doing to me. That's literally your argument right now. Just pointing that out.
I want to say that what you did would be legally considered harassment, especially in a workplace.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it isn't.
Way more than what you're saying me being assaulting.
No, I guarantee you that it's not going to be considered harassment for me to make fun of your voice. It definitely is going to be considered battery if you come over and shove my chair and get in my face.
Shove
I promise.
or pull.
Huh?
Shove or pull.
It doesn't matter.
How did you wait?
Am I applying force to hurt or am I applying force to direct?
But the chair moved this way. If you pulled it, it would have gone
she
towards
shoved
you.
it.
It was a shove.
Is this considered a workplace?
No.
Because I know the laws on that.
In addition to that, nobody here, you're not employees.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that was my question.
So it wouldn't be considered a workplace harassment.
So then what are we if we're not?
And just to be clear,
You're independent contractors?
Just to be clear, even if we were to grant that, your conduct would have been deemed workplace harassment.
And by the way,
Definitely.
it's completely legal to make fun of people at work. You can get fired. That's true. But it's not illegal.
None of it has to do with disability.
Nope. You can make fun of people with disabilities at work.
I've sued 2 people for that and won a bunch of money.
Were they above you in station?
Wait, we need
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, yes, it does. If I'm at work and there's some chick with a disability, and I'm like working on a conveyor or something, I can look over and make fun of her.
Hold on. We don't need to get into discussion.
You're wrong.
I need to do a couple of.
I mean, you can sue people for anything.
Hold on, because we have people joining the panel. I need to do some seating adjustments so we get everybody in frame. You stay where you are, Priscilla. Can you scoot your chair that way? And then I need you to scoot as far that way. You guys are going to be like leg to leg. And then scoot your mic too, please, so we can just get all y'all in frame properly. One sec, guys. Okay, I think we're good. Okay. Yeah. Oh, did you have something, Sav?
She doesn't have a microphone.
Oh. Wait. So I need you to have good discipline tonight.
I'm less nervous.
Just can you scoot your microphone to the edge of the table? And then just leave it there. So if you want, you can put a microphone on the table for you. There should be one down there, somewhere down here on the ground. What number is that, Andrew? Here.
We're just tightening it.
Where are they located?
Do you see how it says
Get a
right
drink.
there? It says 5? Okay.
Hi, everybody, by the way.
That would be the correct one then, I think.
Hi. Oops, what are we caught on?
Does it say 5?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then just put that right in front of you. Put it directly straight in front of you. Straight in front of you, like center it. It's kind of a interesting way to do a panel, but
here we are.
Here we are. Okay. So, guys, if you want, get 100 in for a read, 200 for a TTS. Would appreciate it, guys. Like the video, twitch.tv/whatever. And then if you want, You can Venmo, Cash App, whatever pod. Well, okay, so let's, I guess, skip
So
back.
anyway, making fun of people, not a crime. Definitely shoving their seat or getting in their face, yeah, that's arguably a crime.
Mocking to where it incites hostility or
Not a crime.
Yes, it is.
No,
Look
it's
it up.
not.
Well, why don't we just look it up?
Do you know what the First Amendment is?
Freedom of
Yes,
speech.
I know.
Yeah, freedom of speech. It's unabridged. It means it protects hate speech too.
What if we just
I
look
can go
that
out on
up?
the street right now in front of a bunch of deaf people or homosexuals and be like, "Hey, you blah 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 blah." Right? I could be like, "Hey, you blah blah," and they can't do. It's not a crime. Now those guys could get really pissed.
I don't wanna
They could
talk
be
about
really
it
upset,
anyway.
but it's not a crime.
I don't want to talk about that.
No, yeah, I don't care about what your preference is for what you want to talk about because I want to talk about this.
Okay,
I
then
would like
go
to.
on.
I would like to discuss why you think it's okay to.
I would like to.
based on
okay,
based on
I'll
an
tell
insult.
you why. Do you want to know why?
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you why.
Okay.
I think that everyone grows up differently. That whole conversation precipitated from you trying to present an argument that the C word, which I actually thought was a woman's, I thought that's what you guys meant of the C word, because that would be anyone's natural when you say C word. That's what you would think.
I did think that.
Well, hold on, but maybe that's because you guys weren't paying attention because the context immediately before the C word was brought up was related to the N word. And we were talking about race. So I don't know how you could, I don't know why you were asking for clarification on that, because if you were listening to the rest of the conversation, he referenced talking about the N word and it was about race. Right. So, and it's clear you knew because the words came out of your mouth. Right. You knew what the other C word was. So that's my confusion. In any case, we don't want you to say either of the two C words because not because me and Andrew, if this was off stream and you wanted to say any of that stuff or it was a different platform, we didn't have an objection as it pertains to like the use of those words, but the platforms have rules and guidelines for monetization reasons. Some of them are stricter than others. TikTok's notorious for this. It's about the platform, and you got confused there. You're like, oh, why aren't we allowed to say the C word in like a general? No, it's because of the platform.
Yeah, we don't personally care.
But I don't need to explain to you. And in fact, in the pre-show instructions, we do explicitly say, for our own guidelines and because of the platform's guidelines, avoid these topics. Don't say these words. You were on the show with Sav 2 Sundays ago or whatever, and then you were on this week. We went over the pre-show information. Don't use slurs. Here's a couple slurs to avoid, and we say including but not limited to. So when we were messaging in the Instagram DMs, you're like, well, did you explicitly tell me not to say the C word? The problem with that is if I were to do that, you realize how many different slurs there are? Like there's hundreds of different slurs. It would not be practical for us in a pre-show environment to like, first off, even if we listed every single slur not to say, which would be in the hundreds, if not thousands, nobody would remember each individual. No one would commit to memory hundreds or thousands of slurs to not say. So we say, don't say these slurs, including but not limited to the, well, I'm not going to say it, the R slur, the F bomb as you dropped it, the N word. Those are like kind of the basic ones that could come up. But in any ways, it just seemed kind of strange that you're like, well, you didn't tell me not to say it. But actually, if you watch the video back, like in the moment when you're like, what's the C word? I was like, don't say it. I said that. I said, don't say it. And then you said it.
And he did drop the F slur, and he knew you weren't supposed to do that.
And the R slur, too.
Yeah.
After I was already told to leave, which I'm sorry because that was vindictive.
Yeah, you did it maliciously because you like, oh, now I know not to say these words. Let me just try to fuck his business.
No,
Right.
That
was the point.
I initiated this whole thing with the apology for that. So do you forgive or not?
Do I forgive you? I mean, I'm over it, I guess. It was a couple of days ago. I don't know if I forgive you for it, but I'm over it. Like I'm I'm not going to linger on it aside from this conversation we're having.
I just was shocked, and when it was coming out of my mouth, it was more like me like externally realizing what you meant. Like I was processing it and saying it at the same time.
Saying what?
The C word. I was like, is that what you mean? So it came out as I was thinking it. I was like, what?
No. But so if you watch the video back, there was like an initial moment where you were like, wait, what is the C word? What is, and I was like, no, don't say it.
Right.
I said it there. And then of course the pre-show information were like, don't say slurs. And then you there was a little bit of heat going on in a couple different directions. And then you're like, and then you drop it. And then you got the kick.
It was an extroverted thought. It was an extroverted thought.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
I do want to say that saying that all your viewers are tiny,
They actually, I did a poll, and they all have huge penises.
I do want to say.
And Andrew has the biggest of them all.
You can send pics.
It's giant. It's Is this sexual harassment? Is this workplace harassment, Andrew? I don't know. Holy shit! Are you gonna
send pics and I'll let her know?
Are you gonna file a civil
I already did.
Oh fuck! James Sexton is on it on the case. But yeah, it's true. In fact, I even required verification, so they all had to send me a photo too, my viewers, so I could verify. You think I can't just take their word for it. I got some verification. So I polled my viewers. I was like, how big, like, is it, and they told me, and then they sent photos. And then also I got some labia pictures too, there is a predomination of large labia women also, because I'm a large labia advocate.
You're not digging yourself out of that hole, bro.
But okay, anyways.
You're just kind of like in that one.
Oh yeah, you were sorry.
Do you just have like a bunch of pictures of all of their stuff?
Do you have a dick room, Brian?
I print out what's that camera that used to print out
Polaroids?
I print out Polaroids of. It's just
red string connecting it to each.
Yes, yeah, and I categorize it by like, does it slope, like the slope direction, and then like. Anyway, okay, this is gonna be weird. Wait, so okay, you were gonna say something about how I don't know if it was about to be an but you're saying, and I also said that your viewers are teeny dick, misogynist, or something or whatever. And what were you gonna say? Yeah.
Are you allowed to say that?
How about say PP?
Okay.
Shrimp. I like the term
Yeah, that
shrimp.
was very blanketed of me. And you taking the poll, I mean, that just shows.
Yeah.
There's your proof.
That they have that they're hung. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, What else did you say? Like they're also misogynists?
Right.
Oh no, okay, so hold on. There's a couple other things to break down here. As I was trying to get you to leave, but you were like, no, I'm gonna take my time to waste your time or whatever. And as you're trying to leave, you're like, you hate women, to me. Mm-hmm. Is that what you think? I'm not offended if you think that, but is that what you think?
Where were we when I said that?
We were standing in the hallway right there, and I was like, can you leave? And you're like, no, let me take a really long time to put my shoes on, to waste more of your time. And then you're like, you just hate women.
This is going to sound like not true, but I did black out for a lot of what I was saying to you after I left.
You blacked out?
Like, as in, like, I know you're recording.
I think your accountability blacked out.
I think your accountability also blacked out.
No, I completely and totally take accountability for making fun of you when you were making parting shots.
Thank you.
I 100% take accountability.
Is that an
for
apology?
That. Absolutely not.
Absolutely
not.
Then I'm definitely not going to apologize.
Well, the person wrong does the apology.
Yeah, both of us.
Not the person who's not wronged.
I would say both of us did something wrong.
No.
Then also where I come from and what, and I wanted to say,
Here
that
we go
whole
again.
conversation.
It's about to be where I come from. Men do X.
It's not about men or women, and that's what's silly.
Okay. Here we go. Go ahead.
I wish it didn't have to be men versus women, but I'm just saying every single person has a different.
Well, how can it not be when you're like, my argument for why it's perfectly acceptable to lose my mind and do horrible thing to you is okay based on the fact that you're stronger than me. So I'm just pointing that out. But anyway, go ahead.
No, because after I left, I saw what you said about it, and you were like, "Look, she was looking for things to hit me with." It's like,
she was.
You know what?
You were looking for
there
things.
was a bunch of things to hit you with. If I was looking for things to hit you with, and I wanted to hit you, then don't you think that I would have done that? So I think that's total slander.
You know, the thing is, the thing is like there was multiple.
That baby.
This is what she was looking at.
So there was multiple. So there's multiple women at the table who agreed with that statement.
3.
And the reason they agreed with it is because, like, I'm pretty good with understanding people's body language. Talk to thousands of people all over the world, right? And you get a familiarity for what a person's kind of thinking, what it is that they're kind of moving towards. And the thing is like, it was very obvious to most of us. Now, your rational sense may have kicked in and been like, okay, maybe doing that is one step too far, but you were definitely looking around like you were going to throw something for sure.
I promise you that I
Well,
was
how do you
not.
know? You were blacked out.
How do
remember?
you know? I said when I was just talking.
How do I know that you
crap
were
out
not seconds away from blacking out here and grabbing something? I mean, you're just prone to blackouts
What if
when
you
you're
tried
upset,
to grab
you know?
his penis? What if you
Blacked
blacked
out.
out and SA'd him?
When I left,
Rachel would have really had to come down.
you
Sorry, go ahead.
started saying that I was trying to find something to hit you with.
It
There's
sure looked
plenty
like it.
of stuff to hit you with. Look, there's glasses.
Oh,
There were those little crystal things.
Sex
I got-
doll.
There's so many
crystals.
things.
Yes, I'm aware that you
Put her in the
didn't do the
crystal.
action.
I
That
had-
doesn't mean it didn't look as though you were going to, which was my claim.
Okay, well it wasn't true, so I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm not convinced.
Okay.
Yeah, I remain unconvinced.
Unconvinced.
Yeah, I think that if you could have in the moment gotten away with throwing something at my head, you definitely would have.
There's plenty of stuff to throw at your head.
Yes, but you not doing it doesn't mean that if you thought you could have gotten away with it, you wouldn't have, nor that you weren't looking for something and then just thought better of it.
I wasn't.
Well, I don't know. Who knows? Because you blacked out after you left. You know, you don't even remember. You don't even remember what you said. You don't remember.
That was the only
your
part.
version of events aren't so clear because you weren't conscious for some of them. You know, like maybe
is
the
so
part,
unfair.
maybe the part where you were looking for things to throw at me, you just missed.
I did
because
not.
in that moment you blacked out for just a few seconds.
I didn't look.
How would you know if you blacked out?
Well, first of all, it was all being filmed, so I think we would know if I picked something up to
We should watch the film because it definitely,
Can we?
Sure.
We can pull it up.
yeah, it definitely looked.
We can pull it up.
You'll see. You'll see. if
Okay,
you-
I just want
you-
to say what I was about to say so that
Yes.
you don't think it's men versus women. I was going to say each individual person has their own path and how they were brought up, and each circumstance is different. And that whole conversation precipitated by you were about to present an argument of which is worse, the C word or the N word. I wanted to say even presenting that argument contributes to the systemic oppression of black people in the U.S.
Wait,
and I
were
thought
you
it was,
about to drop the N word right there?
No.
I thought you were about to, systemic oppression of.
Yeah, it seemed okay.
She was about
But
to
anyway,
drop the
so
hard R.
So, but I also want to say that my mom
Sorry.
was affiliated to Crips, which is a predominantly black gang, and how. And I want to say deep in my I don't think it's correct.
Did they jump her in?
I don't know. I just want to say deep in my subconscious, it's like the whole thing is if you want to talk poop, then you're gonna. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, don't just go around. And I feel
Well,
like
wait,
you
okay,
and
I see.
and I want to say
So your mom taught you
no. I want to say
to violently assault people.
what, did your mom teach you to mock people for that? It's insane. Okay.
You know what's happening? It's so funny to watch this in real time. So here's what's happening here. So you take a woman, right? She's small, she's unassuming, she seems like it's not a big problem, this or that. Then you take a minor squabble where the woman goes fucking crazy, does a bunch of shit, which clearly is insane, right? Loses her mind to the point where they black out. Come back the next day and then gaslight you. Literally gaslight you. Listen, this is like so many relationship stories like this. Listen, baby, it wasn't really that bad. It wasn't what you think. You're misremembering things. Honestly, I'm just a dainty little thing. You can trust me. I just did. And then the difference, though, here, we have the fucking it's like impossible to gaslight me because I've watched it 30 times. You were an irate lunatic. Pull it up. You were look at yourself. Irate lunatic.
I don't think it's an apology or accountability if you like make excuses for it. Like putting in like,
I
we all
do
grew
not
up
apologize to him.
And take no accountability. Exactly.
You don't apologize to Andrew.
I don't apologize to Andrew. I apologize to Brian.
For what?
For violating the contract and your rules.
I would never have filled
and
out that stuff
and
for
also
assault if you
for
had just
making little
apologized.
jabs on my way out.
Okay, and what about the interrupting? Not
Right.
following the rules?
And for not following the proper structure, the flow. But I want to
Do you
say.
guys want to arm wrestle or something? Like,
Yes,
wait, no,
yes.
let's not do that.
No.
You know what though? Should we play the video?
Yes.
I think,
Wait.
Yeah. What?
Do you have an edited version of it?
Why did you
it'll
bring
be
me
like
in on this?
it'll be after the
Okay.
the bombs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have something before though? We play the video.
Watch it on the big screen. You'll see.
Right. I just want to say that you. Wait, actually, do you have something to say?
Oh no, I
Hey,
just don't want to watch
whoa.
the video.
Are you laughing at her, bro?
No, I'm just embarrassed to
Are
watch
you
the
laughing
video.
at my homegirl? Why are you laughing at Priscilla, bro?
I'm
Yo,
trying.
we will both mash you, son. What?
I'll
you
arm
want
wrestle
some of it?
you. Let's go.
She had crypt training.
Let's go.
It's true. It's
That's
true.
what she said. She had crypt training.
No, I
Let's not
want to
talk
say
about gangs.
that
Let's
is
not talk about gangs, yeah.
that is misrepresentation, and I felt that you just being. I felt like you were improperly using. This is a power dynamic, is it not? Like this is an
What
unfair
power do I have?
dynamic.
I'm
You-
just a
are-
fucking gaslighter.
You're not a guest. You're like a Would he be like your
No,
co-host?
I'm not a
or-
co-host.
Andrew is
He does
actually
have
my
power.
indentured servant. I have a contract from his great grandfather enslaving him to me, and this is slave labor here. And so Andrew,
Least amount of power then.
he like cleans the bathroom after the show and like cleans up all the women leave their nails, their fake nails everywhere. Disgusting. He cleans it up. There's hair on the floor and shit. Sometimes the amount of the bathroom's all fucked up after the show. I blame it on the women. Totally fucked up. Whoa. And so he's in there after the show. Like what's that girl with the red hair from like the 20s in that movie?
This is some fucking burrito revisionism right here.
What is that?
Fucking-
Wait, no, I'm
Are
telling
you talking about like I
Annie.
love Luke?
This is too
Oh,
much.
He's like Annie.
Guacamole to that.
He's like Annie there, like, it's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us. And he's just in the bathroom cleaning. It's crazy. I don't even give him a Swiffer. I'm like, use it. I have a toothbrush in there that he has to use, and that's how he cleans the bathroom, like some military shit.
You need to get him the Annie wig now and make him wear that.
So power dynamics, like, it's crazy. Like, you guys coming in, like, yeah. I have to see all this alcohol he's drinking. For him to tolerate doing this job, he needs to be tanked out of his mind because it's just brutal.
More tanked.
Okay.
I get that. I get that.
Okay, I'll shut up.
Do you
Okay,
guys feel like-
neither of us are. I feel like we both. You're right. I was taking sort of little jabs, and I feel like
But I hadn't taken any at you.
right, and I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, I just want the record to show that you actually provoked me. So the argument in defense for your whatever these weird simp goons have been making on your behalf, which is you provoked her. No, the opposite's true. You provoked me, and all I did was barely make fun of you. It was like a little. All I did was
I
mock
don't
your
like that
which,
you're
by the way-
minimizing it.
Well, it's not only minimized, but listen. That is like the lowest tier form of mockery, just kind of making fun of somebody, right? When they're acting hysterical and you kind of mock their voice. It's the lowest tier. It should not take you from zero.
Hysterical?
Yes, hysterical.
Happened after you started antagonizing me.
Oh, I see. No accountability again. So I can control you with words.
It's like I did a jab and then...
So I can control you with words?
And then you punched me and you know...
It's like I punched you.
No, I did a jab.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. Keep going. I was interacting with the chat.
Okay.
But Rachel wants to call in. So that's the wife. And I feel like she needs to talk to you like woman to woman, lady to lady.
Oh, your wife?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That's real accountability right there if you do
Please
it.
don't point at me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Yo.
She might freak out. You're going to...
Jen.
Your chair's going to have trouble soon.
See, to paint me in a light that I was going crazy,
You were going crazy.
when I told you to look at me in my face.
No, you didn't tell me.
To
You
invoke
screamed.
just a shred of
You were
empathy
screaming.
from you.
Yeah. You don't get to force me to empathize with you. Do you understand how absurd that sounds? Do you understand how absurd it sounds to say you need to have empathy? It's like paradoxical to say
I did a jab and then you went below the belt.
And then I mocked you.
I did a jab, you went below the belt.
Yeah, I mocked you.
And you made it a personal thing because instead of actually having a proper rebuttal to what
there was no rebuttal
the
to
other
have. It was a
cultural
parting shot.
insensitivity.
We're supposed to have a debate while you're walking out of the room. Okay.
You're right.
It's a parting shot. So you made a parting shot, I made a parting shot. The difference is I didn't go haywire and ballistic, have self-control, didn't lose my mind. When you came over here, started screaming, I actually, to decelerate you from going to the next level of Looney Tunes land, walked away. Even though I was totally justified in provoking you further.
Oh, and then I just want how... I don't want to say pathetic. I just want to say after I left and
No
you're like, why didn't any of you come to my defense?
It's true.
Oh, floof off. Floof.
See, a lot of empathy you want from me, not a lot of empathy from you.
No, because you're not understanding how you were antagonistic.
Yeah, the whole world doesn't revolve around your version of fucking empathy. And the whole world doesn't revolve around your feelings. The whole world revolves around facts and evidence and what really happened. Here's what really happened.
So you're
obnoxiously
losing your temper
turned around.
And you're
obnoxiously turned around.
You're flubbing up.
You obnoxiously turned around, talked a bunch of shit.
And you know.
And so I mocked you, and you lost your fucking mind. That's objectively what happened.
So you did it twice.
So
So is it okay that I say you're crazy right now? You're just unhinged because you keep on going against the rules?
What rules?
You just keep on cursing?
Cursing's not against the rules.
You can say those.
You're allowed to say.
You can't say certain slurs. You can say shit. You can say fuck. You can say things like that.
What?
Yeah.
Well, so obviously I don't know.
Every other word.
All right.
Yeah.
I do agree that
I didn't break no rules.
I don't like people making fun of my voice, so I agree that.
If
and
I
the way
of
saying that
it is a nice way
you
to
are either physically or
mentally
have something wrong with you.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Look at Jess Gerald. He says.
I don't.
So
I don't
basically,
really
she's
agree
saying,
with
"I'm
that.
sorry you made me do that." that's your accountability. I'm sorry that.
And
you
that's
made
your
me do
accountability too.
No,
So I did a jab.
It was
so then you can attack
ableist.
me personally.
I gave you the exact opposite.
It's really not ableist. I have a lisp, and then you totally
That is ableist.
undercut the perception.
Well, that's funny because I didn't make fun of you with a lisping voice.
I know.
I mocked your. What I did was I mocked you using a childlike
You
voice.
said she sounded like she was deaf. And
You were
then
making.
that.
Yes, I was making fun of her
Why
voice,
are you
but I
changing
wasn't
the
making fun
narrative,
of a
trying to make
disability.
you look
That's
better,
still
and then you're painting me as
deafness is a
a crazy
disability.
person?
Is she deaf? Clearly not.
It's still the
She's
same thing.
clearly not
It's
deaf.
still ableist.
Even though, okay, do you know after that happened, people were actually, if it's not harassment and it's not inciting violence, then why were people coming to my page and telling me that I better be careful?
Because who?
Oh, they're threatening you?
Yeah.
This is my fault. How? Do you think that
I got a bunch of deaf awareness stuff. That was
Do you think that I called each of these people and told them to go to your page and harass you?
You have a responsibility to sort of. Do you not?
Oh my God! I have literally 1 million fans. What responsibility do I have to 1 million fucking people?
So he doesn't care about the messages that he's sending you guys, I guess. He has no responsibility towards actually giving you correct information. He's just trying to incite contempt for women.
I see. So again,
because what if we all had a good time?
Them do things.
What if on this show everyone had a good time? That would show that
people
men
on this
and
show
women
do have a good time often.
Well, that's true.
I don't
You're
know.
such a misogynist, Andrew.
Yeah. But that is your law. So I had actually the exact,
it.
just so you know, I had the exact opposite argument. I said I take full accountability for the fact that I mocked you.
And I did
I just
too.
gave you an account for the tit for tat for why I did. The distinction
And
here
as did
is that
I.
your argument is, Andrew, you made me do it. You made me do
That's
it.
exactly what you did. You just
No.
said tit for tat.
No. You didn't make me do the tit for tat. But what you're saying is that I provoked you to the point where you just had to lose your fucking mind, come over here, get in my face.
I didn't
totally
lose
my fault.
mind.
Watch
And
the
and
video.
to say that if I would have, if
I don't know
wanted,
why Brian won't pull up this video. He's
If I-
saving
I'm
it
gonna
for
pull.
something.
No, I'm gonna
if
pull
I
it up.
wanted to hit you, then I would have hit you.
Wait, Rachel,
think
we
you wanted
tried
to
calling
hit
on
me.
Discord.
No, if I wanted to hit
Nah,
you,
you
it
wanted
would
to
have
hit me,
Tried
happened.
just
calling
thought better
Andrew's
of it.
Discord.
No.
Do you have?
Nah,
Can you
you
log
did.
into?
And also, I would have gotten your consent if I wanted to do that.
Consent?
Consent?
Yeah, because there is mutual combat laws in California. We could.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No.
I don't. In,
No.
In like,
Why don't we just Google
I think
it?
in Seattle you can do.
No,
that.
that's here too. You
In
can have.
Washington, you can like Washington. Wait, Oregon. I don't think there's mutual.
I think
combat
so.
in California.
Yeah.
It's like somebody just has to ask me if they can hit me, and then I say yeah, and then they
Well,
can.
like you could, for example, if you were like at a bar district or whatever, and you're in Seattle or Washington or whatever, and there's a cop, you can be like, "Hey, me and that guy, we want to do mutual combat," and they're not gonna like arrest you. Now, like once the guy's knocked out, and if you start beating him and he's knocked out, then they'll intervene, but they'll let you like you can fight in front of the cops, and they'll let you do it
Okay, that makes sense.
to a point.
To a point.
Right.
Yeah, like if they're knocked out on the ground, then it's over.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Rachel, I tried to call you on through Andrew's Discord. I don't know if there's a different way, Rachel. Can you maybe,
She's pretty rough.
Rachel? Can you message me on Instagram?
Yeah, she's
at
way better
whatever?
debater than me.
Yellow shirt needs anger management. Okay, she did black out during that moment.
Yeah, she blacked
You better
out.
Be careful. You are the definition of abusive and narcissistic. You hit a man, he's gonna if you hit a man, he's gonna lay you out.
See, that is also.
Oh, these are below the threshold.
That is also. That's weird. I feel like I said, if I was a bigger man, you would. If I was a big
Wait,
man.
you have a penis?
If I was a man and I was bigger
my
than
bad.
him,
I'm sorry.
he would not have done the same thing.
See,
that is used. So I'm
it.
also using your same logic.
Prove it.
So who was the aggressor with the tattoo guy?
At that case, I mocked him incessantly, constantly. I
And
was
you were
mocking
the
him.
aggressor.
I don't.
So you have a
Do you mean the
history of
provoker?
this.
Do you mean the provoker?
I would say, I would say that I definitely
You drew first
disputed-
blood.
Yeah, I disputed his worldview first. Yeah.
I don't think
literally what he
Disputed
does all
his
the time.
worldview.
Yeah.
Andrew, I don't think that's provocation to like threats of physical violence. You were super respectful and then
Until he
and
became
then
disrespectful, much
but
like
so
this.
He was but Wes Swanson was the provoker.
Sure. Okay.
You disagreed
yeah,
with him.
That's true.
You were perfectly respectful.
Yeah.
You disagreed with him.
Like I am with
but
everybody
then
until they go crazy.
He threatened you
Stop
with physical.
calling me crazy.
Then, well, I'm sorry, but
I could call
act-
you a lot of things.
act like a
Oh, if
lunatic.
we're allowed to cuss. If we're allowed
let's
to cuss.
not get into like a screaming
Yes.
match, insulting back and
Not
forth.
yet.
Wait, Priscilla, can I have you scoot your mic that way just a tad and just keep it?
No, you can. I mean, you can hit me with it. Tell me what you think about me. I don't care.
Before you guys do that, we have a chat. Oh, can you unmute over on the keyboard? Just hit the mute button at the very top of the keyboard. It's on the keyboard. On the keyboard, very top.
In confronting Andrew,
Oh, my
Brian
bad.
was justified in the kick. 2 wrongs don't make a right, but 3 lefts make a right. Live, laugh, love. Glad you came back.
Priscilla fan, the beginning part was just what Priscilla did was justified in confronting Andrew. Sorry, our audio was muted. There you go. You have a fan, Priscilla. The thing is, though, she was.
I think
saying
if it
some
happened
shit
in reverse, I'd
beforehand.
be in jail right now. That's all I'm going to say.
Well,
I would literally be in jail.
Oh yeah, you would be.
But I also feel that way.
That you would be in jail?
Wait.
Yeah, it just.
Do you know
I'm-
that? Do you know that the Santa Barbara Police Department contacted me and I told them not to press charges?
Really?
Yeah.
They contacted you.
Yes.
That sounds truthful.
And they contacted him.
That sounds
They-
very truthful.
They
They contacted both of us.
They did.
So they're
They
just
did.
big fans of the whatever show.
Probably somebody called them.
Somebody called. And I got a call from, I mean, I have the voicemail, but I mean, I'm not going to play it.
Did
but
someone call the police then?
Probably.
somebody called the police and reported.
I think you told them to.
I'm just saying that if the reverse had happened,
You did. You said someone
right?
called
They
the
wouldn't be
police when
calling
were
you
there.
to ask
I don't think
anything.
you really meant
They'd
it.
be in this building. My ass would be getting kicked all the way out to the squad car, and I'd be in fucking prison right this second. That's what would have happened. And so it's really funny to me that you think you can put me in a compromising position because, well, Andrew, you're bigger, so therefore it's justified. That's really what your argument reduces to. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because if the same thing happened in reverse, I'd be in jail. We all know I'd be in jail. They all know I'd be in jail. Everyone here knows I'd be in jail, including you. I'd be in fucking jail. And so the thing is like, it's a total double standard because they mocked your voice. It's it's so stupid.
I'm wondering if it depends on the size of the man if you would be in jail or not.
No.
No.
Who cares? Like, why would that matter? If they're really, really big, you're still not justified in doing horrible things to them because it makes you feel good. Like, do you get that? It doesn't matter if they're 7 feet tall. You still can't go get in their face. And if they do that to you, they go to fucking prison. That's where they go. They go to jail. I'd be in jail. And they would have kicked my ass on the way out, by the way. They would have, and probably justifiably so, right? They would have kicked my ass here. They would have cuffed my ass. They would have thrown my ass in a squad car. My ass would be in a jail cell right this second. Guarantee it. Everybody here knows it. There's nobody's confused about it. The only person who's confused about it, you. I would never put you in that compromising position or myself, but you felt justified because I'm a man, because you hate men.
No, you felt
hate men.
You're just painting me as someone that I'm not.
You're a
You're
monster.
like a crazy person
You're a
that
total
hates.
monster. Like, you did a monstrous thing, take no accountability. Now you're coming back in trying to gaslight people and pretend you're the good guy.
This seems like projection.
Yeah,
it
it's
really
projection.
Does.
Pretend you're the good guy, even though I'd be in jail if I did the exact same thing. You can just wave the behavior away. It's like, maybe I should have pressed charges. I don't know. Maybe that would have been the best thing to do. But I didn't.
It was all on camera. That's why you didn't. And it's pretty clear what the actual law is.
You know what? In the future, this is the third time this has happened where a woman has assaulted me.
For you painting it as an assault
maybe
is
next
insane.
time, I think in the future, I am actually going to follow through with the charge pressing because they just don't give a shit.
I did not touch
like,
you.
they'll acknowledge that they did.
I did not
this thing,
lay
that
one
you would be in
single
jail if you did the
hand
thing,
on
but they
you.
still don't care. They're just like, whatever.
How about I forgive you and we're fine?
No, forgiveness requires accountability. That's how forgiveness works. You don't go to someone and say, hey, I'd like you to forgive me for this thing that I didn't do to you.
I think we both got upset, and I think
wasn't upset. I'm still not
so
upset.
that's just how you act.
Yes,
Yeah.
That's how he does this. He tries to.
Yeah, if you're a dick, I'm a dick, and if you're cool, I'm cool.
So.
I had a respectful debate with both of these gals when they were here. They were totally cool. She DM'd me beforehand and was like, "Hey, I don't want to get into like some personal flame war." And I said, "Yeah, me either. I'd rather deal with the ideas." It was fantastic.
That's what I wanted.
You're the common
deal
denominator.
With the ideas, but you're right. I did make a jab on the way out. But you painting me as someone as I'm not is not okay because I love. With capitals, I love men.
Yeah,
I love
you
them.
love to put them in compromised position where they can go to jail.
No, I don't. I think it's funny because the reverse is that you wouldn't have done that if I was a bigger man. So you're right.
Do you see how this is right here? If I had just stood up in the wrong way, I had to actually stand up in a specific way. I had to make sure that I moved the proper way to stand up to get away from you because I was afraid if I stood up too quick and it just bowled you over, just me standing up, I'd be in fucking jail. So you can actually see in the video me shifting slightly to get out of the chair. I'm shifting my body weight this way away from you. I stand up super slowly in a way just so that the very appearance of like, oh, my arm brushed against her, right, wasn't there. So I didn't end up in jail.
You're assuming that I'm the type of person that would do something like that, and that would make
the type of person who blacks out.
You just went to my face and said, "You hate men. You hate men."
Well, I can't. The only thing that I can draw, the only conclusion I can draw with your double standard, is that you hold.
There is no double standard.
No,
there's a difference of we're different. We're different.
Yes, and you think that difference enables you to get in men's faces and assault them, and I don't think so.
No, you think that you could run your mouth because you know that I'm not physically stronger than you.
Why do you think if you're a man, I wouldn't run my mouth? I run my mouth to men all the time. And you know what? Most of the
How
time
many
they
times
laugh.
have you had your
Most of the time they laugh. And the other thing is that men,
how many
they
times?
don't do the shit that you did. They don't go like, they don't make little passive aggressive jabs and shit. They debate. They get in there, they debate.
Yeah, then if they don't do that, then why did you make a little passive aggressive jab at me?
Because you
Men
made
don't
the
do
passive.
that, Andrew.
You made the passive aggressive jab.
Men don't do that.
I
Not
made an
real
aggressive
men.
aggressive jab. It was aggressive, not passive.
So I'm gonna let you pick Priscilla.
You're talking about pressing charges.
Wait, Priscilla. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
No,
No, I said I should have. I'm not going to, but
He's
I
not gonna
should
do
have.
it. He's not.